In this video, I will be teaching beginners in chess how to reach 1,000 elo. If you are over 1,000, this video is not for you. All right. First things first. Now, if you're trying to get to 1,000 elo in chess, the most important step for you is to learn the opening. I want you to play the exact same opening every time. Now, I'm going for the Queen's Gambit. You play d4 and you go c4. You offer a pawn. If opponent takes the pawn, that starts the Queen's Gambit. Now, the version of the Queen Gambit I teach is you go e3. Most grandmasters like Ben Feingold would teach to go e4 and take control of the 4 center. However, I want to keep all my pawns connected because I feel like that's the most easiest way for beginners to play. Keep your pawns connected. Now, the whole point of him taking this pawn here was that we could take it back with the bishop. All right. Now, what else you want to do is get your knights out, and that's how you finish your development. Get your knights out and then castle. After that, you want to look for middle game ideas and start your ideas. All right. So my next two moves are simple. He brings the queen out early. I'm not sure what that does. Opponents should try to bring out his knights and bishops and castle. So opponent's not trying to castle. I'm going to get my knight out and I'm going to castle. I could go here and hit the queen. So he goes here. Opponent's playing a little risque. I'm going to bring my knight here and see if he wants to trade. If he wants to trade, I'm fine with this trade here. I'm fine with this trade. Me personally, I play better with the bishops. So he goes here and try to set up a one-move threat of hitting my bishop. I can move my queen here to protect, or I can move my bishop back. Now, for beginners, I would say when I was a beginner, I would move my bishop back, right? But notice how if I move my bishop and just play a passive retreating move, that opponent can take this pawn with check. Right? And we don't want to give up a free pawn. So let's go here with the bishop. Now, opponent probably has two moves because my next move is to take here with check. Right? Opponent could go here to trade the bishops. Now, opponent goes here. Opponent is not playing well. And why do I say that? Because I now have the devastating move, knight e5, which attacks the queen, hits the bishop, but also it puts 3 attackers on this square now. So my opponent is not playing well. Now I have to do one quick calculation. If I go knight here, opponent can take this pawn here, which also hits the rook. So me hopping this knight in here, opponent can get cheeky and take this pawn. I have to move my rook over. And then I have to be mindful of him going bishop h3 to set up a battery here. My bishop always protects. You just always want to calculate your opponent's next best moves as well. I would say that's a big step in gaining elo, figuring out what your opponent's next move is. Now that will take some skill, but the better you get, the better you'll see the best move for black. Now I thought he might try to get cheeky and take this. He's hitting my rook. Now I have two moves here. First move that comes to mind is I can just simply throw in a check. Now, opponent, if I throw in a check, let's calculate this. If I throw in a check, his only square is to go here, right? Now, if I throw in a check, his only square is to go here because my knight's blocking this square. So if I go here, only move is here. I can go bishop back here to hit the queen, so he can take the rook. But I want to set up more threats. So let me just do this so I can see what this position actually looks like. Now, if I go back with the bishop, I'm hitting the queen, protecting the rook, but also setting up the threat of taking my knight here and forking the king and the rook. Can you guys see that? Is that like a clear tactic? So I can also take this pawn, but I can't because his queen is here, right? And I want to hit the rook. So if I go bishop back here, I'm hitting the queen, also setting up the knight fork. And I think that's just the most decisive way to finish this game. So he goes here. He gives me the... Wait, what's happening in this position? So let's go here. Let's do the fork. He's hitting my bishop, but notice that he's hitting my bishop, but he just left it. He didn't even move his queen. So opponents aren't going to play well. This is a 400 rating, but this is strictly for beginners. I'm just going to take the queen here. An opponent might resign here. So yeah, that was a very short, very fast win. 14 moves. My opponent, yeah, he quits. That's a good video. Um, yeah, so from the opening, my opponent he started his attack without trying to develop any of his pieces or castle. And you see how I got my pieces out. I got my pieces out as fast as I could. Best move. He takes here, which is just a clean blunder. I go here. He attacks my bishop instead of moving the queen. He could have moved the queen somewhere. In this position, I would just move the queen. And then it's already losing. Like I'm hitting this too. I'm going to win the rook. I got this fork. The position is it's endless. But yeah, if you guys want a very strong opening and you're under 1,000, I suggest the Queen's Gambit. It's very simple to play. And the way I teach you to play is keep all your pawns connected, develop all your pieces, and just castle ASAP. Castle as fast as you can. I'm going to end this video right here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe if you like the content.